don't just want a conversation.
That's fine.
Start it.
That's fine too. Okay. You still gotta say something, bro.
Yes.
Hi.
Yo,
What's going on?
just chilling.
What's wrong?
Tooth bothering me.
Ah, bless. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. What's been going on with you this week?
Uh, and really, same old, same old. Working, working, working. That's all that's been going on with me. I can't think anything specific that I had going. Life is normal for me.
Man, this parenting shit is kicking my ass. That's how life is going for me. It's hard. I don't think that people talk about like a lot of people when they come to parenting, they talk about like the beginning stages. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, oh, the infant stage and the toddler stage and the terrible twos and the blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody talks about. I mean, they do talk about like the attitudes of teenagers and stuff like that. But I don't think that anyone actually puts a emphasis on like the transition of not only you're a teenager, but you're a parent. You have to parent different at that point. You know what I'm saying? And it's different. And then you go from that to them eventually leaving the house, and then that's a whole different feeling. And I don't think the people talk about that transition enough, or at least it's not highlighted enough. Because I was not prepared for this shit, honestly. Like I don't think that I was prepared for the transitions. And it's so funny because like now that I have older teens, I think about like how I was back at that age and ready to get out my mom's house and live my own life and make my own rules and it's just like, oh my god, but you don't know. You don't know. And it's like my fucking 16-year-old man, he's pissing me off. He's pissing me off right now because he's not. I mean, he's doing good in school. He is, but he's. I mean, okay, so he's making teenagery mistakes, and it's not so bad that like it's not like the worst of the worst, but it's just like, bro, could you not? You know what I mean? Like you have so much other things that are going for you, and like this shit, it's wild. And I've actually started talking to my therapist more now about parenting. Like that's what has been on my, I guess, like agenda when it comes to like my therapy sessions. That's been my theme
Right, right.
when it comes to my therapy sessions because it's just like I realized that some of the things that like I parent out of fear and I parent out of
Mm-hmm.
trauma, and I don't want to do that, especially with my daughter. She's 8, and I know that she'll be hitting puberty soon, and I really, really, really don't want to parent her out of trauma. But I mean, like I know that I already am just based on the fact that like she's a girl, and like it's hard, and it's like I want to make sure that I can teach her how to be like a good young woman and a good girl or whatever. But I don't know. I be getting so down on myself because I'm like, how can I teach anybody how to be like a good woman or whatever? Or.
Mm-hmm.
And not that I'm not a good woman, but like, goddamn, I definitely made like some poor choices, especially in my teenage
Well,
years.
that's all right though. I learned just giving our kids where our mistakes was is parenting in itself.
Yeah, but sometimes I feel like it's also like it backfires or it's like a catch. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like that works against me,
Okay,
but I also feel like
explain.
I'm an oversharer sometimes. What do you mean how? Oh, you said how? How do I feel like it works against me?
How would sharing your experiences that you've learned from work against you?
Well, because like uh, I don't want it to feel like I'm giving them ideas. You know what I mean? like like I do tell them about some of my mistakes, but I
Mhm.
also don't want to give them uh I don't know. I don't want to give them ideas onto like how to do what I did but better. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I can sneak out. My mom used to tell me about how she sneak out and da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna sneak out, but I'm gonna do it better. And she won't think of it this way because I don't know. That's just how my mind. I don't know. That's just how my mind works. Because okay, for instance, I am such a stickler when it comes to mental health that I feel like sometimes that backfires against me because my children know how much I don't play about it and I take what they tell me for face value. I feel like they can be manipulative and they can manipulate the situation because they know how I'm going to react or they know what my reaction might be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like, oh, well, I'll do X, Y, and Z and feign, oh, well, my anxiety, or oh, I was this, and oh, I was that.
Mm-hmm.
And like to give, and that would give them like like a soft spot. And
Okay, so all right, so I'm so you telling me that you said you were telling the kids that it was anxiety and now they have a soft spot?
no, no, no.
I'm trying like that. That's why I was trying to understand where you were coming.
You just reverse what you said. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. So okay. So let me just put it in like an imaginary hypothetical situation for you. So let's say that like for years and years that I've been telling my kids like we've been talking about mental health. My oldest son deals with anxiety and depression and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
As do I. He might they use different coping mechanisms and different
Right.
coping skills or what have you. Okay, so in any case, what I'm saying is that hold on, let me take it back to the hypothetical. So hypothetically speaking, because my son knows how much how understanding I try to be and how sympathetic I try to be when it comes to like a mental health crises, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like they will feign one in the
Fame
hopes,
fame means fake, right?
yes,
Okay, cool.
in the hopes of getting some sort of sympathy or getting out of trouble or getting out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. Now I understand. Okay, okay. So that would be oh abusing the information that you have given them. Ah, I can see how that then make it feel like a oversharing part and yeah, okay. That's tough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I go to therapy about it.
That's tough.
That's exactly why I'm in therapy over this shit. Cause it is tough. This shit is hard as fuck, bro. This shit is hard. This shit is hard. And it's wild because like I'm in my mid 30s and I'm like I remember watching my mom go parent in her mid 30s. Like was it this hard? Did she have this many questions? Because it's just weird. Because when we look at our parents, we're like, oh, they had this shit figured out. I mean, I know my mom didn't have this shit
Right.
figured out. I'm sure, but my mom definitely seemed like more of an adult than I am.
As do we to them. It's because I think about that sometimes. I think about like how I did think how my parents were perfect, and then I look back on certain situations after growing, after understanding what everything is about, and just realize that's just how I was viewing it from there because I didn't have an understanding of X, Y, and Z. So, like an example, I always thought that $100 was a lot of money when I was little. To the point where my dad he took me one time to go pay a bill with him on post, and he gave the lady $100 and she gave him back like $2 or something. And I was just like floored. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? So I could vividly remember me being like passionate about however I was feeling at that moment. But now that I have grown and understand the value of a dollar, had jobs, have bills, things of that, now I understand like, okay, 100 wasn't that much. That was just my view of it at that point in time. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I know all of us look at our parents as Superman and Superwoman, as did I. But when I just look back, like over it, 2020 clear view type shit, I get to understand like, okay, this is why this was like that, or this is why they did this instead of that, and it just again not taking the position of parenting or them being your parents away. It just humanizes them outside of the boy, y'all had this shit figured out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just kind of how I view it because I definitely understand. I find myself like, God damn, y'all did this. Was I putting y'all through this? And then I don't know. It's just a lot more. It was a lot. I have so many questions, but even when it comes to my own son, it's a lot more questions that I be having because it's like I know I did fuck shit growing up, but I always wanted to be able to do the fuck shit. And I knew in order to do the fuck shit, I had to at least have my school right. I knew I had to follow rules. I knew the chores that I had for me on Saturdays had to be done. I knew all of this if I wanted to play my game, go outside with my friends, any of that. If I wanted to do any of that, it had to come with me actually doing the things that I quote unquote didn't want to do. And now it's just like there's there's no medium ground for the kid. It's like they want to do what they want to do and not have to sacrifice anything. And like I guess with me, because I was raised in like a military setting, I try not to be so controlling over my kids' lives. But when I had like tried to be, I guess not so much their friend, because I always was the parent. I guess took a more lighter approach on discipline and punishment, um, and substituted it with like conversations and trying to understand. It still revealed to me that you're only going to get so much understanding from someone who is 13, 14. It doesn't matter how elementary it may seem to you now, because I was still goddamn having a tough time with that, like coming up,
Hmm.
I guess. And even after getting out from up under the thumb of my parents, it was still, I was fucking up. So I had to bump my head a lot in life to understand what they were trying to tell me these whole 18 years. And I know a lot of that came from like the rebellion stage. You know, everybody goes through the rebellion stage where, again, like you said, you're ready to get from up under your parents, pay your own bills, drive, go to the store, buy your own cigarettes, do what you want to do, not having to answer to anyone, only to find out that you have to get out here and answer to people. You have to get out here and it's not as, I guess by the time that kids realize what we're doing, we've become so ingrained in the routine that we make it look easy.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know my son's did. I know one time he was like, "Man, I don't know how you get up so early. You went to bed after me." And it's just like, shit. I have. It's been years of me knowing that, hey, if you didn't get enough sleep, that's on you. If there's shit that has to be done, you have to go do it. Especially if it's contributing to the way you survive, or if it's any important thing that you have to make that has like weight on your life going forward in your future. Like, you have to do those things. And I know what I get where he was coming from, because like shit, as a kid, I used to sleep until like 4, 5 in the afternoon and just wake up and, you know what I'm saying, night out, whatever. But we don't get the importance of, yeah, I know I need to get up, but I'm still tired, so I want to lay here type shit. So it's again, it's experience for me that really it separates a lot of what we know versus how it's used in our life, pretty much.
Yeah, I understand that. You look like you got something on your mind.
Told you about tooth hurt. I'm
Oh,
trying
that's
to
right.
goddamn fight through. Like,
You wanna pause and
I'm
like do
good
this
now.
thing?
I'm just building up the energy now.
Okay.
Just
I forgot. I totally forgot my ADHD having ass. I absolutely forgot. And there was oh, did we ever talk about that Halle Bailey DDG? Like how he had the baby at the Kai Cenat stream. Do we cover
I don't
that?
I don't think we cover. I think that happened like the night that we went live.
Okay. What do you feel about that? That whole situation, like how she, I mean, like, she tweeted, like, hey, I had no idea that this was going to happen. I did not give my consent. I'm upset. What
I
have
feel
you?
I feel like it was postpartum mixed with the the feels of the breakup.
Mm.
I feel like it's mixed, cause if we gonna keep it gangster, I feel like the breakup was DDG idea. Hallie doesn't give me I want to go out and see what else is out there kind of vibes. If you ask me, she gave me like she was comfortable and happy where she is in
Mhm.
life, and she wanted to focus, explore, and capitalize on her family setting that she had created for herself. um so I don't get those vibes from her, so I would give it more to DDG as the reason why that they broken up. So yes, I would feel some kind of way if I'm her. I'm just trying to put myself in her shoes.
Mhm.
If I'm her and I feel some kind of way already, just out of relationship, because men and women, we both feel the same way. It doesn't matter. Like, we just, express it different ways. But I feel like, yes, she was hurt from the situation, postpartum, and got down just all of the, now I'm trying to get back my life after the baby and after what I thought was going to be my life. Obviously, it's not finna be my life. Now I have to readjust
Mhm.
and get my life ready for reality of what it is now. So all of that mixed together, I think that, yeah, she made a situation out of nothing.
Okay, so as a father, do you feel like you should have to tell your child's mother any and every time that they do something, or something of or something of that magnitude? Like taking them somewhere,
Mhm.
putting them in that public setting. Because her thing was, I'm his protector, and he's in front of millions of people, and I didn't like that. As a parent and a
Yeah.
father, how do you feel about that?
As a father and parent, no, I don't feel like I don't feel like it had to be a chicken. That's just me personally. Now, whatever they had agreed on like previously, now that could be up for discussion as to why she may have had a problem with him just showing up. But if you're just gonna ask me like two parents co-parenting, one thing y'all know I've been on DDG ass, but one thing I could never take from him is that he's a great dad. Whether he's doing it for the camera or not, he spend time with his son. He understand, like he knows his son. He's not one of these bitches or niggas we talk about that don't know their homeroom teacher name, that don't know their favorite color, that don't know their favorite snack. He's not one of them. So whether he doing it for the camera or not, he knows his child. So I can give that up. And as far as the protector, I understand both of y'all are the protector of your children. So again, I just feel like it was just a little bit of emotion mixed with the postpartum because I don't think that me personally, and not even liking DDG, I don't think that he would put his son in any type of dangerous environment.
Right.
First of all, like we, especially an environment that's going to be casted to millions and millions of people,
Yeah.
and know how judgmental this world is and all of that. So no, I really just think that this was just a human being a human, bro. And we've just so used to her being so polished and on point and not in the way with drama and all of this that when she has a human moment, now we're going to hyperfixate and now make assumptions and judgments. Oh, this might be why DDG decided to leave. Like, bro, all of that is unnecessary. At the end of the day, she's a human. She just had a child. She admits that she's going through postpartum.
Right.
So, bro, like we gotta. I mean, but again, I don't expect everybody to understand.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get why it is a thing, but for the people who got half a brain who graduated high school at least, y'all know that postpartum is a real thing. It will affect a woman's behavior, moods, and all that shit. Like she could literally kiss you and before you turn around, choke you. Like that's how it works. I don't. It is what it is. It is what it is. Now, like, bro, I've lived with my baby mama through postpartum. It's not as bad as niggas trying to make it seem. Like, bro, you ain't got to sleep with one eye open and all of this shit. Like, no, it's not that. Yes, it's aggravating. Yeah, it's a little aggravating, but nigga, she just bared your child. Like,
That's a lot
bro,
of
I think that
hormones.
it's okay.
That's a lot of hormones to try to regulate.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
that
Like,
would be all right to just deal with at that time. Like, it's
it's a
nothing.
lot.
Like, yeah, nigga, nah, hell nah. I don't think that she wrong for it, but I
Yeah.
don't think DDG wrong for it either. Nope.
Facts. All right, I just wanted your opinion because I know that it came up. It was the talk of the town, if you will. Well, for like
Yeah,
15 minutes, but I just wanted to get your feelings on that for real, for real.
yeah, yeah. I think, like I said, I just think it's postpartum. I
I
just think
mean,
it's fucked
maybe.
up. Yeah, and a little bit of feelings from the breakup because it's still
Very
fresh.
fresh, very
You feel
fresh.
me?
Like to break up after having, and that happens a lot. Breaking up after you have your kid, that happens a lot.
Yeah,
It's a sad statistic,
I
but
was
it's
looking at that
there.
study too, bro. It was. Yeah, I still don't understand it because they have so many variables into why that is a thing. But because I was looking at three studies, there was two out of Harvard and one out of Yale,
Hmm.
but all of them pretty. I mean, they're different in body and text and messaging, but they pretty much start off with the premise of attraction.
Hmm.
Like as shallow as it sounds. You know what I'm saying? Like again, we know our life is shaped off our subconscious shit that we don't even think about, that we just intake on a daily. And
Yeah.
and so we don't even think about this shit. But yes, we're programmed to be attracted to the person that we're with.
Yeah.
And that's through features. And
Well,
yeah,
not
so
necessarily. It's not necessarily physical either. I knew you was gonna go there.
well,
I knew you was gonna go
yeah,
there.
well,
I knew you was. I knew you was. I
I
knew you was
mean
gonna go there.
features and vibe
But
but
it's.
it definitely
I
starts off with visual.
okay. Please, please. I knew you were gonna go there. But what I was gonna say is that people they change after parenthood, and you see a lot of things that you see a lot of things that you wouldn't have never seen had they not been a parent, you know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
once you're a parent, you're always going to be a parent. Like it doesn't stop. But before you're a parent, you have all this wonderment, like, oh yeah, this is how I'm going to be. This is how I'm going to be. Whatever, whatever. And while you are correct in saying, attraction is visual, and that is, I will take that from the man's standpoint, even though from the woman's standpoint, attraction is a visual as well. But let's take it to another point where emotional, we'll take you where you're like, yeah, maybe they change more in the physical or whatever. Maybe they don't upkeep themselves and this and that, and that's the reason why a lot of they're not attracted to their partner anymore physically. But the same thing can hold true. Like, a woman can become unattracted to her partner if he just is not up to par. If maybe if he's not the father that she thought that he would be, maybe he's not a hands-on parent helping her. You know what I'm saying? Like, just
Oh,
because he's breastfed, or you won't get up and burp the baby, or you won't get up in the middle of the night and change the baby so I can sleep. You won't be a help to me knowing that I'm the sole provider of nutrients for the baby, and still everything's on me. That kind of thing can change the way a woman looks at a man, and that could be very unattractive.
yep. I agree, and I agree the opposite. The other side of the veil, um, is true as well. Cause I experienced this firsthand with a close. I ain't gonna say who he is to me, because people don't know exactly. But it was a close friend to me, and me and him, we hanging out all the time. It was like a group of us, but what I'm saying, just how we used to hang back in the
Hmm.
day and shit. And then he ends up getting a girlfriend, and they end up getting married 6 months. In 6 months, the first 6 months, he already then proposed to her, already all this good shit. So during the first 3 to 5 years, and even some more of the effects now, uh, bruh, the general consensus amongst our group
Hmm.
was that it looks like when he got married that they swapped bodies, first of all, and she didn't look at him the same. And there was a lot of complaining,
Hmm.
a lot of venting, a lot of
What do you
information.
mean swap bodies?
All right. So when he
Like
got
gender roles, or like
the
actual like physical attributes? Like he got
physical
bigger and stuff.
attributes, yep,
Okay.
yep, yep. When, like, I give you this, me and him, we worked 4 jobs together.
My God.
Me and him both could never stay in the entry level position for more than 2 weeks. Like that's how like active we were. And we always had like a little competition, but it was good, you know what I'm saying? But that's just to give you an idea of like what kind of body type and how much he really had to. Cause you've seen me work, so like you that was his body archetype
Right.
makeup. When he got married, I think the last thing I've heard about him was that was he had to, he was in the hospital because he had to get some water drained off his ankles or something, or something to that effect. And now let me say
So he let
this,
himself go physically after they had kids.
man,
Okay.
man, it was disheartening, but I can't never take away what he did it for, and I always commend him for it, because he is one of those. He will give everything up for his kids. He won't goddamn do any. He won't go shopping. The nigga won't. It doesn't matter when it comes to his kids. His kids is his life.
Hmm.
I respect that. Any man that goddamn, if that's what makes you change, bro, I'm all for it. But I understand, because during this time, again, he's still our boy, so of course we in contact and all of that. But he used to come to us and be like, bro, I think she cheating on me, bro. I think she cheating on me, so whoop, whoop, whoop. And we keep like trying to tell him, like, bro, I can't really. And this is where my whole battle with trying to aid him with information came from. Because nigga, yeah, all of this time I was aiding a single nigga. Even if you was dating, someone, I could goddamn still give you some type of advice. I've never been married, bro. I don't want to sit up here and give you any type of advice and you actually take it and it ends up harming what you and your wife may have a understanding on because bro, you come in like it's fucked up now, yes. But when it's good, bro, let's just keep it honest. We don't hear from you.
Right.
We don't hear from you. So God knows what y'all two have talked about. Y'all are married now. What type of businesses y'all are into with what type of like I don't know what the intricacies and neither do we want to know that. But this is where my like my caution of what I give you as far as advice comes in because I don't want to give you something. Then y'all get back good and now you pillow talking to her about what I gave you as if I'm trying to like break y'all up or some shit when I'm just trying to give my friend the best advice because I don't like seeing my nigga like this. And it can get it could get misinterpreted of what the
Mm-hmm.
intent is by pillow talking. And we all know how niggas pillow talk with they bitch.
Yeah.
Like it just is inevitable. Now, some niggas pillow talk to the detriment of their friends, meaning I'm scared to bring my bitch around my friends because I know how I've painted my friends out to my bitch. When me and her good, she ain't really feeling one of them. I just want to make everything a beautiful night. Or maybe I got a problem with one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like just natural human shit. And now I didn't exaggerated or told more information
Right.
than needed be. Now
Right.
she has this view of them.
Right.
And so it kind of
Right.
like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. I definitely do. I understand.
And I dislike that as well. I dislike because everybody goes through shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody perfect. So it's not like a rational human being should be expecting such. But if I fuck with you and I trust you, whatever you tell me about somebody who is close to you or used to be close to you, like bro, I'm just gonna have to take you at face value if I don't know that person. So like in that instance, like it just it's putting too much responsibility on the other person to understand that maybe you just mad right now and I shouldn't really take the information that you giving me as you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, that's the same thing you got to do. Like that, friendships, relationships, like that's that. Like, listen, pillow talking can be very dangerous. I definitely understand where you're coming from in the form of like friendships. That's happened where you can vent about a friend or whatever to another friend, and now all of a sudden the other friend does not like the first friend. Like
Right,
I
and y'all
totally
back
understand.
cool.
Right, right,
And now you having to goddamn walk on eggshells because you don't want to exclude nobody. But it's kind of like if I don't invite you around here, then I'm gonna look away. But if I do, I know I'm gonna look another kind of way because I know the last thing I told you about said person.
right.
It's just it's ugly.
Yeah, you gotta stop all that pillow talking, all that talking behind people's backs of whatnot.
Speaking about pillow talking, that kind of goes into what I really wanted to talk about today, and that's the Kamala, and that's of course the election.
Please tell me how those two things
All
correlate.
right, see, I love when y'all do this because my mind should be working crazy, right? My mind works very crazy. So,
That's
all
so
right,
annoying.
this is what I say about the optic of my because I've been taking a lot of intelligence people's response to the election. I've been listening to Killer Mike. I've been listening to a couple of senators out of some of these blue states. Um, I just really wanted to hear how they felt and what their plans were as still being in positions. But from what I get from the optic, for what I get from the information that I have gathered just from them, it just seems like a lot of people in America were not convinced that she could do anything outside of like the system, so to speak. What I mean by that is like you can you remember how you asked me, you was like, bro, why does when did like foreign affairs become so important to you? And I told you, I was like, bro, to be honest, like it had to be right after the hurricane. It had to be right after the hurricane, and I'm seeing the amount that we were getting, and then hearing that they were running out of money. We had another hurricane that could have possibly hit us again, which did hit Florida. It was like all of this made me aware of, and I'm asking the questions like, well, why don't we have the money? And the only answers I'm seeing are, oh, it was sent here, it was used here, it was used here, it was used here. So yeah, in real life situations when those fucking policies actually you feel the effects of them, then yeah, they become very much highlighted. And even though I thought that was just like a me thing, it from the word like from the words of like Charlemagne and all of these niggas, like it's more of a discussed topic in these low poverty areas now where niggas wasn't even talking about, didn't even know how to pronounce Ukraine 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like now it's a hot topic in these low impoverished areas.
Yeah, but the thing is that just because we were hit by a hurricane 2 months ago doesn't mean like that was the only natural disaster that was happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, why wasn't the world? Why was it? Not, I'm sorry, not the world, because this is not the world's problem. Why wasn't America more interested in foreign policies? Like these impoverished cities and towns and states are getting hit by natural disasters all the time, and America is always sending money somewhere else. This is not something new. Now I could definitely understand where it being like new to well to you or to anyone who's like now experiencing it, because when you're experiencing it, it's something different. Like for instance, 20 years ago, Hurricane Katrina hit. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? And
20?
yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
shit. Damn. Wow. Dog, that shit just fucked me up. 20?
Yeah.
That was a dub.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Shit.
I know. I know.
Damn.
I know.
It don't seem like
I know.
wow.
Time is flying. We are right. We're the new fucking adults. Like, dude, that's what I'm trying to get everybody to understand. And the millennials, we are the adults now, y'all. But yeah, so Katrina hit 20 years ago. The levees broke or whatever. They could have been rebuilt a lot of shit in New Orleans, but a lot of shit 20 years later is still devastated.
Right.
You know, but again, that wasn't enough to get a lot of speak in regard, foreign affairs on all these tariffs and this and that, and what money we're sending overseas. And what I'm saying is that like why I guess like now. I think that's what my question was. Like, why is it a thing now? Because it's not like natural disasters just happen.
All right, so I'm glad you said that 20-year ago thing too, because all right, let's take it back to Katrina. And Katrina, first of all, I didn't have the what I want to say, the cherishment for life that.
Well,
I
yeah,
have
we
now.
were kids back then.
You know what
we
I'm
were
saying?
we were kids. No, we were kids.
I
We were
didn't
kids
have
back then.
the real thirst for information.
But
that
why
I
didn't
have
our
now.
parents or the parents'
Oh,
parents?
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Why? I'm not saying us. I'm saying why didn't America?
Okay. All right. Now let's see if I can see. For them, for our parents, I want to say that they were already ushered up in the way of move to whatever is presented in front of you. This like our era is the first time we hearing news pushes misinformation. You know what I'm saying? News is not telling us everything. News tell us what it wants to tell
That
us.
this is not the first time we're hearing that. People talk
Oh,
about propaganda all the time.
okay, propaganda, yes. What I'm talking about is the access to information to the masses about said thing.
That yes.
I don't remember my granddaddy and grandmama talking about propaganda. I remember them talking about we got to goddamn work, come home, family first. That's like that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Like I don't remember them speaking on oh they like this is being used for an agenda. Like the agenda and all this shit comes. I don't even think I don't even think I heard my mom and daddy talking about this shit. Like now, I'm not saying that they weren't. You know what I'm saying? Like they definitely could have been. I just never heard it as much as
Right.
I'm hearing it now.
Right.
And I just feel like goddamn now that a lot of people because even back then I didn't the reason why yes we didn't or the world wasn't all empathetic like I guess they are now. Again, for me personally, it's like I don't I haven't experienced that yet.
Right.
So it was almost movie like.
Right. Right. Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it never really so yeah, I seen it and we kind of felt a little bit because we had the people from New Orleans like spread out across and move because of it. But it never really at that time they could have sent more money over to Ukraine and I was just like, okay. Like it wouldn't I wouldn't
Right,
even
you
care.
wouldn't have cared
Like
because
it
you
was just
weren't personally affected. So
right.
it's like you have to be personally affected for you to give a
Unfortunate,
damn.
unfortunately, and I hate that it's like that because when we're affected, I could just see how everybody in the community was just like hurt, down, just trying to come together,
Yeah,
just
people
trying
are trying to figure
like
out
shit
how
was
come
fucked
nobody
up.
heard about this, and that's exactly how everybody else feels like too. Though
Yep.
I'm sure that's how people in Ukraine were feeling. Like, why isn't anyone talking about this? People in Syria, why isn't the world talking about this? People, it's shit going on in America. Why is no one talking about this? Because, just like you said, the media lets you see what they want you to see.
Yeah, and like I said, this is the first time that well, again, I'm not saying that it's the first time that it's been a topic, but even when I was coming up, I wasn't hearing like, oh, media is only pushing such and such, and because we
We
grew
wouldn't have
up
cared.
right,
We
we
wouldn't have
wouldn't even
cared.
care.
We wouldn't have cared.
Exactly, we wouldn't even care. Like
We wouldn't have cared because we was watching 106 in Park.
yep.
And
Mhm.
X, Y, and Z. So now that we have this knowledge, what are we gonna do for the next generation? What would be the steps to? Well, I'm not.
And this is where I think that people were getting it about the election because
Okay.
the next generation really don't care. Next generation, I'm gonna say like this. Next generation, and I've always been speaking on this. I feel like their problem is they skip the work. They love skipping the process. They love getting instant gratification. So a lot of things that just take time, and they're not going to be able to understand that, especially with the technology and with how everything has worked so far up until I think that's where we're going to come into the problems of not understanding processes of shit, not understanding the full concept of going through shit. I think that's where it's going to fuck us up. I don't think, I ain't even gonna lie, bro, cause it's crazy. I'm thinking back, I'm trying to put myself like in the position of where the youth was when we were youth, when we were the youth.
Mhm.
And it's just like, yeah, we was on fuck shit. But it was almost like we understood when certain people come around, we gotta get right. We gotta move right. We gotta like, all right, perfect example. Smoking weed. Of course, there ain't nothing new about niggas smoking weed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when we was smoking weed, bro, before we come back to school, Everybody was spraying down with cologne. We was putting Visine in our eyes. We was goddamn letting down the windows, trying to let sheer air out. We was having uh hand sanitizer. We was doing everything possible not to get caught. This generation comes back and it smell like they just put the blunt out and got it in their pocket. They don't give a damn. Eyes red. Nigga come in there, whole school start smelling like gas. Cause these niggas don't care. These like it's and it's more cause we've always had outliers. We've always had them niggas that should oh that nigga he fucked up, he don't give a damn, he turned up.
Right.
But it's never been all like the general have been like that. Now it's the general, bro. Now it's the general of these kids not giving a damn. The general being the influence over the easily influenced to do shit. And it's crazy. It's crazy because I know how at that time, our friends and our circle, that that's our life. You know what I'm saying? That's what we take as like the important shit in life is our friends and our circle. But as real as that seemed back then, it still was a understanding of okay, that was just at school. When I'm at home, I gotta do this. When I'm at such and such, I act like this or I present like this. Like it's like a whole across the board consensus of recklessness and ill regard for anything else. And I tell it, bro, like I say, these niggas just gonna crash the fuck out because there's no understanding. There's no understanding. And then these weak ass niggas that's out here, these niggas just conforming to whatever these little young niggas say just because they got money.
Mm.
And that's where we're fucking up because the older niggas, whether you went the right way or went the wrong way, bro, it was still a fact that you was a older beacon of guidance. It don't matter if I can show you through my actions that what the right way gets you, or I can show you through my actions what the wrong way gets you. When you as a child ran into me, I was always that beacon of guidance to either, bruh, y'all don't want to do this, go back to school, or nigga stay away from that. Look at me. This is what happens. So like, it's like now, bruh, no, just because these niggas can hit two banks, have $80,000, these niggas will be out there. Oh boy, y'all niggas know. Yeah, you doing it. Yeah, yeah, boy, go. Whoa, that bank over there. Matter of fact, I'll try to help you. Like, bruh, it's so pussy, and there's no goddamn. There's no morals. There's no code. There's nothing bigger than anything. Like, bruh, it should always be something bigger than money. But if you leave it up to our generation, we grew up off pliers where that nigga say money ain't everything, it's the only thing. So when I'm thinking of shit that's really being quote unquote programmed inside of how we came up, and then looking at what these young niggas got, it makes sense, nigga. Everybody always say, yeah, our music, we was the hustlers. This today's music, they the junkies. Yeah, we was the hustlers, but to what end, nigga? Well,
Listen,
we was a hustler because we was in love with money, but now we were so in love with money. Now that the young niggas got it, we can't even goddamn correct their actions. So nigga, no. Like that shit still fucked up, bro. No, dog. Like I never got that. I never got damn conform or bitch out to a younger nigga just cause he got man. I promise you, bro. I'll be so far behind jails and shit, bro. Y'all crazy as hell. Y'all crazy as hell. But again, this is where we are.
yeah.
This is why shit is how it is. And that's leading back to the presidency of a lot of people voted for Trump, even and they asked these questions. Oh, well, what y'all gonna do about the police? What y'all gonna do about the police? All right, niggas in our age, bro, it's one or two ways right now. Niggas who grew up with us, either not here, locked up, or don't got the right to vote. Or if you do got the right to vote, you already conduct yourself in a way that you don't frequently run into the police in a heated situation to where that would even weigh on your life is too much as these reckless ass young niggas out here. These the niggas who go goddamn, what is it? Benefit is not benefit. But these are the ones who are not going to benefit from that police immunity. Because y'all are the ones who don't know respect. It's a different. If I get pulled over right now, and God please, because I'm taking that out, I don't want to. But my procedure when I got pulled over, before a police could get out their car, I have my license in one hand, my registrations in another hand, both of my hands out the window. Because that is just how I was always brought up, to lower the threat. Because you already a high threat just because of your skin tone. So to lower it, already have it out the window, have both of your hands out the window, have a car off, whatever. These niggas now let the police walk up to the car and they got an attitude. These niggas they want to talk back and they want to try to remember 2 of them TikToks that went viral about the rights that they supposedly got.
Oh my God.
Nigga, you is quoting wrong numbers and saying shit in the wrong place. Get y'all stupid ass out this fucking car before I call the ambulance with white sheets. You have to listen. Like, niggas don't know how to listen. They don't know how to submit to anything above themselves, and they damn sure don't know how to read a situation to understand which way will be better for them. So, like, bro, that's why the police are gonna have a field day with killing y'all niggas, and then the whole community finna be like, oh, they just killing our niggas and all are killing our boys. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. Nigga, they are killing the unruly motherfuckers.
We can't just say that. We can't just say that because there's plenty of daggone proof and evidence of people being killed that were not unruly and stuff like that. So you can't just say a blanket statement like that.
Most, I would say general. And I didn't mean to make it
canceled. You make a general statement.
Oh, hell no. Trump in office ain't shit getting us canceled. I see how they talking now. It's back on, baby.
Okay, so again, teaching. That's not what we wanted. That's just.
I'm listening.
That is just because it might be a general consensus does not mean that you need to go with the general masses. That's all I'm saying.
What was a general consensus that
you just said? Oh, we're not gonna get canceled. Trump's in office now. I don't care if Trump is in office. I don't care. Like, I still don't think you should make blanket statements like that.
I was apologizing about the blanket statement because that's not what I was trying to make. I thought I prefaced this by saying that it was reckless children who do not follow rules. That's not everyone.
Okay. I don't. Okay. I must have missed that part. I really did catch the blanket statement of, and because it's not the first time you've made that blanket statement. Like, you've said it in a couple of episodes, and I just don't understand that rhetoric when you know that yes, you could get pulled over for driving while black. You can get shot just the fuck because, and making blanket statements like that doesn't happen, or it only happens because you did something bad.
I'm not saying that, but that would be the same consensus as saying, goddamn, like, it doesn't even matter because this is what. Okay. Oof. This shit just come down to like logical shit, and that shit just be stupid.
So it's logical to say that it only happens if you're being reckless?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Are there instances where you see racist people doing evil things? Yes. Ain't nobody finna sit up here and say no. I forgot his first name, last name Castile. He actively told the police, I have a firearm in my car on my person. He was complying, and we seen him in 4K get killed. So we're not. I'm not sitting up here and saying that. No, we have seen it, but that's not general. That is not general. And I hate when the Democrats did that bullshit, and I hate when we as a people do that bullshit, bro. Like, yes, it's fucked up to see a person who is complying, doing everything within the law, and still go out the way they go out. Bruh, I'm not a heartless person, but I am not an ignorant person. I'm not finna substance. I'm not finna look at that one instance or two or three y'all can collectively put in a collage and forget about that. Damn, it's more than 1 million people just within two or three counties, or two or three counties within my state. So it's a lot more people doing right than the three that y'all can show me right here. I'm not gonna confuse the two. So then when I'm talking about the general, that's what I'm talking about. Generally, people expect. All right, let's just talk about black people. Generally, black people who actually care about their kids, bro, they have already prepped their kids with the police speech for at least 7 to 8 years prior to them ever having the chance to have any police interaction. You a black man, you're a black woman. If you were to ever get pulled over, this is how you act. This is how you act. It's not right, but we're in America. This is how you survive. Like, you do not come off like the same way a white person would. We have these talks. So to say that now that, okay, you're from up under the guidance of your parents, and if you were so happen to be doing something simple as speeding and got pulled over, don't forget what I have been teaching you all of this time. Just because you riding with three of your friends and y'all listening to NBA Youngboy, and y'all up here, oh, fuck the police, fuck the police. No, the minute you forget what I have taught you, you put yourself in danger. That's what I'm saying. And I'm just speaking to the general who is easily influenced by what the fuck is going on out here. Dirk, NBA, all these niggas, and not necessarily living the life, but they carry the attitude of it. And this is the wrong time to start adopting what is only for your entertainment. Even though we have shown y'all what happens when you do it. A lot of y'all daddies and uncles dead and gone because we were listening to what the fuck Jeezy and Gucci was talking about, what Boosie was talking about. But the difference is, like, our stupid ass really felt like there was a code and we didn't snitch. We stayed solid. One of my best friends, man, he home now. But when we were 14 years old, bro, he took a charge for another nigga. The nigga straight, and it was a drawdown in the middle of a basketball court. Only thing he did was got off the swings and came and diffused the situation. End up taking the charge because he would not tell. And then 10 years. That's dumb. I love my nigga to death. That action was dumb. I would not advise it to my son. And I wouldn't advise it to nobody else because I advise accountability. If you put yourself in that situation, be accountable for everything in your life. And that's all I be saying because the general is not what we see. It's not what we see, man. The general people, the general of populations graduate. Even though the numbers gonna say, oh, is this, that, and the third, even if they don't graduate, they go into work. Like, yes, there are rebellious people out here, but there are logical, they're more logical people. Yeah, I might drop out. But I'm dropping out because I want to go work over here. I'm not doing this to go break in a store. I'm not doing this to go start snatching purses and being a threat to women and children. I'm not doing that. So a lot, even though if it's through the rebellion stage, we still have an understanding of boundaries and just basic human interaction. So like now, if it's outside of that, y'all are the ones who have to worry about that. And then it's gonna come from the parenting of us, how we deal with them. And I think either it's one or two ways. You either get parents how you and how I praise you for being, or you get parents who obviously don't care. And these are and it's gonna be like night and day. Because yeah, they all go through the rebellion stage, but if they get lucky enough to survive, what you have taught them will always kick in. Will always kick in, bro. It happened to us. We both have shared stories how we have went back and told our parents how right they were this whole time. We just had to survive long enough to do it. We ain't do nothing special. We ain't get no special talent sent from the gods above. We ain't have no hidden informational books that we read that just made us superior to everybody else. We just survived. We just survived and understood. That's just the basic shit, bro. A lot of shit that's trying to be hyped up. It be rare occasions. It be rare occasions, and again, it's not like we don't have a heart and we don't feel for them. Yes, we feel for them. Yes, it's fucked up. No, shouldn't nobody. One is too many. So yes, we understand that. But when you try, when the Dems try to hyperfixate, make it big, generalize it, no, that could be considered misinformation because that's generally not what's going on.
Okay. I understand.
Um, I just feel like the general is not crazy. I don't think that,
I'm not
you know
saying
what I'm
that
saying?
anyone's crazy. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. All I was saying 20 minutes ago was blanket statements could be dangerous. That's all I was saying. Or it's not, I won't say dangerous. It's just not fair. Just
I get
just
it.
in
No,
general.
I get that. That is true. I will give you that. Yeah, blanket statements are not fair. And yes, in certain in the information in the hands of the wrong person, it is dangerous. So I can definitely understand both of them, which is why I wanted to clear it up. I wasn't trying to make a blanket statement, and I definitely didn't want it to come off like that. So I agree. If it came off like that, then no. I'm glad we had time to clear that up.
Yes. Anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Oh shit! I ain't really have nothing on my Rolodex. Nope. We just got there. Go ahead. See y'all next week. Thank y'all for tuning in for Ready to Be Accountable, baby.
Bye.